got your back. On the real, we stand on that. On the real, bring the facts. On the real, with K and Mac. On the real, we got your back. On the real, we stand on that. On the real, 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 with K and Mac.
Hi, this is On the Road with K and Mac. And today's topic is stop blaming our parents because the marriage did not work. Now, I wanted to piggyback on it a little bit. As adults, we carry a lot of trauma from kids, being a kid. Our parents raise us the best they can, and a lot of time our parents separate, and we want to blame the other parent. Can't play blame game to our parents about a situation that happened with them that had nothing to do with us. Now, my better half, Mac D's, are going to come in, and we're going to talk about this situation. So, for me, I have an older brother that's 6 years older than me. My mom and dad was married. By the time they conceived me, they were having problems, marriage issues, like, most couples have. And for what I can remember, and maybe 3 was the last time I think my dad and my mom probably stayed in the same household together. But, over the years, I had to realize something that, it was not my fault that my parents had problems. I couldn't blame myself. I couldn't blame them. I couldn't blame her. I couldn't blame him because I really didn't know their situation. I was a baby. So, we really got to get to a point as adults to where we start fixing our trauma. And this is why we're doing this podcast, so people can learn how to fix their trauma. We carry wounds on us for years and years to come, and we never want to get the help that we need. And this is why me and Mac Diesel is making this podcast, specifically for Black people. So you can see another couple and, they're coming in giving their advice on exactly what's going on and how they're coping with their traumas and, what they learned from their parents. And we're really trying to get to the point where, we get an understanding with our community that we need to come together and band together. So this is why we're making all these videos on this podcast. And today, it is about our parents. You want to say anything about that, Mac Diesel?
Baby, you was doing such an excellent job. I hated for you to stop then. I really did. You were handling business then. Seriously. But what she's saying basically is that there's no sense in wasting our energy on blaming our parents because the marriage didn't work. I mean, in life, people grow apart, people fade away. It is what it is. It's called life. And no one can stop life from lifing. No one can stop life from doing what it is supposed to do, and that is to keep moving forward. We have to learn the same thing as children. I can't be mad at dad because dad was a whore. He slept with multiple women and him and mom didn't work out. I can't be mad at him for that. I don't know his reason for being a whore. I don't know what trauma stemmed from his childhood and made him be the way that he is. No one knows. But we're quick to point fingers. Mom, even if she was the one that was gone away, if she separated and didn't look back, I mean, why should I be mad about that? They're my parents. I'm here now, so it is up to me to make a difference. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue being positive. I'm going to love both of them as I'm supposed to because they are my parents for one. All right? They made it possible for me to be here. They made it possible for me to make it to an adult, so that I can start flourishing and doing my own thing and have a family of my own, as you see my better half sitting here. And yes, I am her king. Yes, she is my queen. And we basically do the same thing in our household with the kids. We basically let them know how much they're loved. We let them know that things don't always go as planned. Not always. You have to have a strong will and determination to keep things going as planned. And that means that you have to be damn near perfect in all aspects. And that's what we strive for. We strive for perfection. We're not saying we are perfect. We're far from it, but we strive for that. And that's what every family and household should strive for. That way that the children don't go through the trauma that they have to go through and endure when a household or happy family is broken apart. You know, they don't have to deal with that. You know, so I just
It left you
encourage,
some room, huh?
yes, sir. I just encourage black families to just be. And what I mean by be is live. Be a family. You know, it's not enough of us as black people being families here in America. It's not.
And stop holding on to anger. Stop being mad at the guy that you decided to have a baby with, or the woman you decided to have a baby with, because they decided they didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. People grow apart. You know, we have to really get the understanding that when you're doing stuff like that and you have kids, your kids are suffering because you're angry with someone because they don't want to be with you, or the father can't see his child, or the mama can't see her child, or you all just can't come into agreement to be good co-parents and get out of your feelings, because this is what's really going on with the world. So many people are in their feelings. Oh, I wonder how she look since he with her. Who cares? You're not with him no more. This is time for you to close that door and open another one. And this is why we're making this podcast, so people get the understanding that sometimes things just doesn't work out. It's okay to have that pain, but don't hold on to it. Move on, grow. It makes you a better person. To me, pain makes you a better person. It makes you want to work harder on yourself. It's not to show anybody you better than them. It's just to show that, hey, I love myself and this is what I need to do as a person, especially if I'm a parent. You know, your kids watch everything that you do. They're sponges. Since the time they're babies, they watch everything that you do. So if you're being mean and hateful to dad, or dad is being mean and hateful to mom, it doesn't really make no sense to me. You know, even when I was growing up, it didn't make no sense to the animosity my dad and my mom had with each other. Y'all not even together no more. What you mad about? Y'all made a decision that the relationship did not work. But in the end, guess who suffered? Me and my brother suffered for that. You know, they have a lot of kids out here suffering for that. And I'm about to get on these deadbeat dads too. I mean, you want to make a baby with a woman and then want to take care of the kid.
And don't look at me, brothers, to be sitting up here speaking up for you, because she got you right. You know, I see this every day. You understand me? My dad, I don't mean to put our business out there, but you know, my dad had 30 kids. It was 30 of us, somewhere around that number. And only a handful of us was at his funeral. The rest of us don't know where we were, don't know what we were doing, but we weren't at dad's funeral. But I can't blame no one for that. I can't be mad at those kids for that, because he wasn't a father to them. You know, he wasn't there for them. Out of all of his children, me, my brother, and my sister were the only ones he actually fathered, that he actually sat down and made a life with, you know? And see, that's trauma for the rest of my brothers and sisters. Now they're jealous of us or be mad at us. You know, you give them reason to have animosity towards us, and we didn't do a damn thing.
Yep.
Now my brothers and sisters can't come together, won't come together, for the simple fact they feel like, what's the reason?
Yep.
Your dad wasn't shit, so why do we feel the need to come to you?
You know, and as black women, as black women and black men, we shouldn't have our kids feeling like that. You know, everybody wants to be black. Pay attention to social media. Everybody wants to be black. But look how we behave. You know, when it comes down to being a parent, I think that's the most beautiful thing God could bless you with as a child, man. It's your kid. It's not nobody else's kid, it's yours. You made that little human. And you raised them up to be where you want them to be at. But at the same time, you want them to get the understanding that if you become a parent, you want to be the best parent you could be. I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes. We do. We're human. We make a lot of mistakes. From the time you become a teenager all the way up, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. But that one mistake shouldn't be that you're not going to take care of your kid, or you're going to continue to keep blaming your parents for something that had nothing to do with you. And then how you going to be how you going to be in a real relationship or be able to raise your kids if you're still holding on to all this pain? In the black community, to me, it's nothing but pain. We hold on to that pain when we need to really work on our trauma. and be better people.
We need to turn that pain into a lot of positive energy and get a lot of positive things done.
What Mac Diesel said.
Like taking care of our own communities. You know, starting to put the right people and politicians in our communities, right here in our cities and stuff. This is what you need to focus on. You want to focus on being good parents. You understand? You want to focus on good co-parenting if you can't be together. You know understand me? If life, for some strange reason, causes you two to be apart, it should not affect those kids.
Yep.
You know, it should be understood at that point in time when y'all know y'all not going to be together, that y'all should be working on being good co-parents.
Yep.
We shouldn't have to put these kids through that to make those kids feel this way or be mad at mom and dad because the marriage didn't work. Don't put that stress on those kids. Seriously. As parents, you got to do better. As black people, we definitely got to do better.
Because they, you know, they want us as a racist to come down and crash and burn. And a lot of us are doing it. I'm not going to hold you guys on that. A lot of us is doing it. We doing exactly what every other race say that we're doing that. Let's change people's mind. Let's do something different. This year, if you haven't talked to your kid in 6 months, call them. Make amends with the mama. Make amends with the daddy. Do it for your kid, not for yourself.
Preach. Preach.
Because when them kids start to get older and they really start having conversations and find out what really happened, because there's every side to every story. You gonna tell your side. Then the dad gonna tell their side. And if it's both bad on both ends, the kid gonna be mad with both of y'all. Do y'all want that? I mean, our kids are here to take care of us. It's like we take care of them when they're younger. When we get older, they take care of us. And as a community, we all should be taking care of each other, but we're not. And we're going to talk about that on another segment.
Exactly, because, you know, if we want to be anything like our ancestors, they showed us that the only way to raise a child, it took a village. It took everybody in the community to do so.
Yep.
And today we're not doing that. We're not raising our children. We're not parenting our children. Yep. We're forcing our children to be mad at us because we have allowed social media and the United States government to raise our children.
Yep.
This is what you have allowed them to do.
Yep.
And whoever wants to get mad at me for speaking the way that I speak, be mad. I'd give 2 F's about it. None. As a matter of fact, I don't even have any, so how can I give them? I don't have that.
I don't really care neither. I'm just gonna let you guys know that.
But
I speak my mind.
We care about our community. We care about black people. We care about our children. We care about women.
Yep.
Definitely our women, because they don't get the credit that they deserve. They do not get praised the way they're supposed to be.
I piggyback on that. I mean, you guys got to remember, women carry babies for 9 months. You got 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out of the grave.
Women carry men for 9 months.
Women carry men for 9 months.
Y'all get out here talking about
disrespectful.
y'all men, and y'all get out here want to be man and want to be He-Man and King Kong and want to be Conan the Barbarian, but it was a woman that put you here, man.
Yep.
Straight like that, bro. So let's get this thing in perspective as far as the topic goes today, man. I mean, children, don't waste your energy being mad at the parents because the marriage didn't work.
Yep.
Focus on your life, your career, and what you want to do in your life and not being like them. I'm going to tell y'all something that my mom and dad told me, man, when they knew that it wasn't going to work. My mom and dad seen that, and you know what my mom and dad told me? Son, only thing I want you to do is be better than us.
Mm-hmm.
That was the realest shit my mom and dad could have ever left me with. Better than any money, better than any stocks and bonds, better than any gold, anything valuable and precious. That was more valuable than anything that I could have ever received from my parents. They told me, with all honesty, be better than them. Oh my goodness. Well, I tell y'all what, this was On The Real with K and Mac. We hope y'all enjoyed. This is K. I'm Mac. My queen, I'm her king, man, and we out of here.
We stand on that.